Good evening, dear students. Now we are going to lesson number 2, nutrition in animals. Okay, in this chapter we will learn about process of nutrition in animals, human digestive system in ruminants, and nutrition in amoeba. So let's start. Unlike green plants, animals including humans cannot prepare their own food. They depend directly or indirectly on plants for their food. Depending on their food habits, animals can be categorized as herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. Okay, so we know that green plants are able to prepare their own food. Okay, but animals and humans, they depend directly or indirectly on plants for their food. Okay, so on the basis of food habits, animals are classified in 3 categories, that is herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. Okay, so first one is herbivorous. Herbivorous means in this category animals that feed only on plants. Just for example, cow, camel, rabbit, deer, goat and elephant, they have sharp front teeth for biting and cutting plants and strong and broad back teeth for chewing. Okay, so herbivorous are the animals which feed only on plants. Okay, next second one is carnivorous. Carnivorous, under this category those animals come which feed only on flesh of other animals. Okay, for example, tiger, vulture, lion, snake. Okay, so because they feed only on flesh, so they have sharp curved front teeth for tearing the flesh of the hunted animals. They also have strong and sharp paws to hunt. Okay, now the next category is omnivorous. Under this category those animals come which feed both on plants and animals for their food. For example, bear, dog, rat, humans. Okay, they have strong grinding teeth for chewing flesh and bones. Now next topic is different ways of taking food. Okay, the mode of consuming food varies from organism to organism. Means all organisms have different way of taking food. Okay, so let's see. Mammals like elephants have long trunks to grasp and pull leaves and plants into their mouth for chewing. Okay, the first one which is given is elephants. They have long trunks to grasp and pull leaves and plants into their mouth for chewing. Okay, now next, dogs and cats use their tongues to lick milk and water. You have already seen all these kinds of animals. Dogs and cats, what they have, they use their tongues to lick milk and water. Okay, then reptiles like snakes swallow their food whole. Okay, swallow their food whole. At a time they swallow their whole food. Reptiles. Then next is insects like butterflies, bees and moths have long thin sucking tubes to sip nectar from flowers, while leeches and mosquitoes pierce and suck the blood of the victim. Okay, so what we see that all different organisms have different way of taking food. Now next is birds. Birds like vultures use their beaks and claws to get their food. Okay, the next we learn about aquatic animals. Aquatic animals like oyster filter tiny particles of food floating nearby through gills and feed on them. Okay, so means in this different way of taking food, first we see about mammals. In mammals, elephants have long trunks to grasp and pull leaves and plants into their mouth for chewing. Next, dogs and cats, what they do, they use their tongues to lick milk and water. Reptiles, they swallow whole food at a time. Then next is insects like butterflies, bees, what they do, they have a long thin sucking tubes to sip nectar from flowers. Okay, while leeches and mosquitoes, what they do? They pierce and suck the blood of the victim. Then birds like vultures use their beaks and claws to get their food. Okay, now next it is given aquatic animals like oyster. What they do? They filter tiny particles of food floating nearby through gills and feed on them. Next topic is nutrition in animals. Okay, nutrition in animals includes the various ways by which they consume food and derive nutrients for their growth and development. Okay, nutrition in animals. First, by the way they consume food, we learn about the way they consume food and derive, then they get nutrients from that food for their growth and development. The food contains complex substances such as carbohydrates, proteins, minerals, vitamins and fats. These substances are broken down into simpler forms in the body of an animal to utilize them. Okay. So, in this nutrition in animals, we will learn about the process of nutrition in how the process of nutrition in animals takes place. It mainly involves 5 steps, 5 main steps. The first step is injection, then digestion, then absorption, assimilation and ejection. Okay. So let's learn the steps of process of nutrition one by one. Okay. So first is injection. What is injection? Injection is the process of taking food into the body through the mouth. What is injection? Injection is the process of taking food through the mouth. Okay. Now next is digestion. Digestion is the process of breaking down of food into simple soluble form. What is digestion? Digestion is the process of breaking down of complex substances, food particles into simple soluble form. Okay, with the help of digestive juice produced in the body. Okay. Now the next is absorption. What is absorption? Absorption is the process of absorbing the simpler substances. Now the food is break down into simple soluble form. Now absorption, in the process of absorption, the process of absorbing the simpler substances takes place, in which the food has been broken down by the various parts of the body. Okay. Then next is assimilation. In this process, the process of using the absorbed food for growth and obtaining energy. After absorption means, what is absorption? Is the process of absorbing the simpler substances. Then after absorbing the simpler substances, the absorbed food is used for the growth and obtain energy for the development of body. Now ejection. What is ejection? Ejection is the process of eliminating the undigested food from the body. The food which is digested is converted, is absorbed. Okay. And assimilate means is the process of using absorbed food for growth and obtaining energy. Okay. Now the left out food which is not digested, the undigested food is eliminated from the body, and this process is known as ejection. Okay. So the process of nutrition in animals involves 5 steps.